All right, let's get to somebody who I'm telling y'all, one of my favorite analysts already, right? He climbing the charts, Billboard Hot 100 right now. He is Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers be saying it. First of all, I like him in real life. Second of all, I like him as a player. I don't know why y'all, oh God, all the envy and jealousy. Your daddy got you your job. You mean your daddy ain't around? You mean your daddy can't get you no job? You mean he ain't that good. Austin Rivers was good. Shut up, fool. You play him. You play against Austin Rivers. Tell me if he ain't good. Oh, he ain't good against them. How long he play? Shut it. I hated all that hate on Austin Rivers, especially because of his daddy. Maybe because maybe I'm going to hook my son up and he's going to play for the Chargers. And y'all, MJ, your daddy did. I'm like, shut up. And I'm going to tell MJ to say it too. Shut up. And get your situation better. All right, so anyway, Austin Rivers is talking about private trainers. And building up your game. Interesting. It's a topic I've had in my notes for a couple months here. And this is one of the versions I wanted to get out. So let's let Austin Rivers, the great analyst, talk about it, man. Let's let Austin go. Go get him, AR.
It's a lost art that you do not see these days is players go to the gym by themselves. Everyone has a personal trainer. Everyone has a workout guy because they see the pros have one. And now everyone needs to get one. Bro, and I really realized this when I played for the Rockets. On off days, I'd go in the gym and I'd work out with player development. Or I'd have a trainer come in. And James would go to the gym by himself. And I'd be like, James, you don't work with... In the summertime, I'd ask him, I go, hey, who you working out with this summer? This is prime MVP James Harden. He'd be like, I'm not working out with anybody. I'd be like, what do you mean? He's like, I know my game better than anybody. And that doesn't mean you can't learn from other guys. It doesn't mean you can't have a trainer come in and help you get better at weaknesses. But he's like, I like going in the gym by myself. I know what I need to do. I know what I do well. I know what I don't do well better than anybody either. He goes, I know my workouts. I'm disciplined. I thought about it. He literally asked me, he goes, did you have one growing up? I go, no. He goes, so how'd you get here? How'd you get to the NBA? He goes, you went to the gym. You fell in love with it that way too, right? Because it wasn't a guy telling you a drill. It wasn't robotic. That's another thing. These guys do all these workouts in a drill. And then in the game, it's not natural sometimes because it's like you're drilling everything. When you're by yourself, man, it's like a feel thing. Like, I would picture I'm in a game, 5 seconds left. Like, bro, you fall in love with the game where the game is just more, I don't know what, it's just more natural.
Yeah, man, he breaking that thing all the way down. Y'all can say what y'all want. Let that hate go. That man is breaking that down because what he's trying to say is, what's the best way to build you up if you're a player? What's the best way to program yourself if you're a player? And frankly, you can relate to it in a lot of different endeavors in this world. I give it to you like in hosting shows, sports media. They can give you a script. There could be words in the teleprompter. And you can tell when someone's on teleprompter, and you can also tell when somebody's just flowing and talking in normal, natural conversation. Can't we? Right. One is a trainer telling you, hey, right leg, 45 degrees, cut, now, left leg, perpendicular, versus, hey, let me just, okay, that's the flow. Oh, did my leg go that way? Did my leg go that way? Oh, it did, perfectly. Now, there's pros and cons to everything, especially having a private trainer. As I grew up without a private trainer, obviously, unless they took food stamps, they did not. But my kids have private training sessions. And I think overall, it's a blessing. It's a benefit. And a lot of underserved kids are going to get left behind because the same talent level is not going to be exposed to the same level of knowledge. Just that simple. However, what Austin is saying is, there are pros and cons to this thing too. So let's break them down. The good thing is your kid gets that next level work. I don't care what parent you are. I don't care what sport you are. My son playing football. Yeah, I'm a great coach. Yeah, I could be a great private trainer. But there's also, I always respect, there's a lane of someone who didn't do it and could see the forest and not be in the trees. I see the forest from the trees, right? Like, oh, this is great. This is amazing. But you ever see that picture of like, damn, look at that. And the guys who didn't get it, who are really invested in it, some of the greatest coaches we know didn't play it to the highest level, right? Bill Belichick, obviously, etc. Nick Saban, you're like, damn, because they saw the forest and they wasn't in the trees. They saw the forest. I respect that guy. I want that guy to come in here and he say, hey, man, I like how you running that play, but at the same time, you throw this wrinkle in here. People can't deal with it. Their eyes get crossed. They deceive themselves. Yeah, you're right. That's a good wrinkle. Point being, we can combine our forces to enhance the experience. But a private trainer by himself, if you got a good one, he going to come in here and do some good work. I like that. Your kid gets that next level work. And a lot of times it's outside of your scope. It's outside of your genius. And please don't tell me you know it all. Please don't be that guy. Outside of what you do know, there's somebody who knows something else or something different, right? Also, you could play the role of parent instead of being that coach, hybrid parent coach. And I know that gets tiring sometimes. It has to. I don't care how well I coach my son. I can see him sometimes looking at me like, shut it. Like, you know what I mean? Run, hustle, more energy. Come on, be tougher, be aggressive. Shut it. You know what I mean? Because he wants to do it. He wants to feel it. But at the same time, at this age, I can't give up. I got to be relentless because I want them to build their engine. Once you build your engine, you got your hardware in sports. Oh, you can apply any software. You know, this your system, this your philosophy, this is your scheme. These are my teammates. Let's go. But once you build up that hardware, good teammate, right? Selfless but selfish, right? Work hard no matter what circumstances. Doesn't blame, takes accountability. All those things. I'm building that up right now. Then you go out there and do what you're going to do. So I think those are the pros of having a specialized coach, private lessons, private trainers. Now there's some cons as well. Because one, obviously, you can get a bad one. Like, damn, dog, how much am I paying? And I've had some suspect ones, let's just say. They all add something, but based on the time and the money, like, that's all. Put it this way, my son, I was not a great basketball coach for my son in terms of like his development. He beasting all these kids because he's just a beast, but I ain't get him much better. He just went out there natural. I worked on some things, give myself some credit, but yeah. Then he had a few trainers. Okay, I see the bump. And the trainer he has now, Marcus, got MJ out here, wow. And I'm like, damn. And it's only been like a month. It's a whole different animal. So the cons, though, is you get a bad one. You don't get Marcus. You get the mother cats, right? Here's one. You coach your kids. You got a private lessons. And you want their skills to be great. And you see their skills great, but they're not highly skilled. You ever see that? Someone with great skills, but they're not highly skilled. That means they, like Austin was saying, they can do everything, but it doesn't get done. All right, you ran the route. Okay, you got great hands. Okay, it's just robotic, and it's like, you can do all this, but ain't nothing getting done. Like, do it. Like, just relax and make plays. Like, that's what it is. Not, I made all the right choices and decisions and everything was technically sound. No, make a play, damn it. At the end of the day, everything that come out of a coach's mouth is saying, make a play. 38-7-45, 26 Swiss, 9-7X route, comeback, break. All he said was, make a play. He didn't say nothing else. He didn't say nothing else. And people be getting lost in that. All right. And the last thing is, I think that the bad thing with private coaching is dependency. You get dependent on your coach. You're getting coach head. Like, what will coach do? Nah, B. Like Austin Rivers talked about, you got to trust yourself. You got to trust your own game building routine. You got to trust how you build your Legos, as I call them. All philosophies are Legos. They come in these little pieces, and then you just add them up, and they turn into some big, complex entity. Some big, complex philosophy, some big, complex game. So these kids need to learn that. And you got to make sure that they understand that and you teach that they ain't dependent on what coach said. They dependent on what they know to do. They trust themselves. As James Harden was in there cooking it up himself, Chef Boyardee James, right? You got to be that guy. Or else what happens is you will see that guy. That's the best thing about sports. Life doesn't show you this as fast. Sports does. But life shows it to you. Oh, you ain't got that? Keep playing. Keep going against other teams. Leave your neighborhood. Oh, they got that. And you better work on it or you won't have that. That'll do it for today's episode of Never Shut Up. Make sure y'all go in there in them comments. Let me know what y'all think about all these topics. What's up with them private trainers? Y'all with it? Y'all against it? Y'all see both sides? Beat it up, man. Have an amazing day. I am headed to Chargers training camp. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's Legends Day. Didn't know I was a legend. Now I am. Have an amazing day. I know I will. Bye. I'm over here hot. I ain't put on the AC, that's why.
Days a lot faster. Oh, I'm so honored. I'm so inspired to be here, and thanks Shine Global for this award, to be recognized for doing the right thing, to be recognized for doing good things, and trying to inspire others for their own greatness. I'm just a kid from Compton who, at an early age, had to look inside to find my opportunities, because on the outside, there were so many whispers and sometimes yells of I couldn't make my dreams a reality. And thought that was very unfortunate, but I was thankful that I never internalized that chorus that was around me. I was a kid that understood that you had to be greater than your greatest excuse. And I had a lot of excuses. I had a lot of reasons to have self-doubt. But I was able to develop my inner power, discover that inner power, and make sure that I showed the world exactly who I wanted to be. And it was really simple for me. It was to make my dreams a reality. There was nothing more to it. And as I now stand here, just a few miles from where I grew up, where that adversity still is strong, and as we see through these movies, that it's worldwide, not just in our locale. You see the suffering, you see the gangs, you see the drugs, you see the poverty. And there's always one common escape. It's that inner power, it's that ambition. It's having a voice that's louder than those surrounding voices. And I'm on a mission, a global mission, to make sure that that inner power inspires all to not only give, but to receive the blessings that come from giving. And I'm up here right now as a guy who's challenging everyone to give their 3 T's. That's time, that's talent, and that's treasure. Human capital, financial, whatever it may be. Let's invest in each other, because we all have to coexist here together. And as I look around and I have a foundation that really inspires these kids to become their greatest version of themselves, and to look in the mirror to make sure that they're greater than their greatest excuse. It gives me my greatest passion. I was a kid who wanted to be a school teacher, but because of my height, weight, and speed, I became a football player. So I took that helicopter ride up as high as I could, but as I was ascending, I never forgot that I was once one of those fork-in-the-road kids who was shot at many times, who had to navigate around adversity every single day, who had to waste so much of his brain power just trying to get home every day. And so many experiences that sometimes you become desensitized to. But in reality, that is someone else's reality. So I'm so thankful to stand in front of all of you guys as an example of the kids that we're trying to affect, the underserved, the underprivileged, those who are told that their hardships are greater than who they are. But hopefully we can inspire them all to look inward, because everything they want out there is already in here. Appreciate you guys.